Second half begins with a run by Henry. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry.
It's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing, Cook. Now they go screen. It's complete. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. Now, that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it.
Let's go! Green, 39!
They're going to try and throw. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
On first down, Murray. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
Now Cook. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first, it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. In motion goes the tight end. And the big tight end shifting around. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will give them a 12-point lead. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
From the gun on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Taking it right down Broadway. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. First is Wentz. He's going to let this one go deep. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Derrick Henry, 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On 3rd down, here's Washington. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. Here's Marquette King now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got a little handsy there, defensive holding, Charles.
And defenders will get away with as much as you will allow. The 5-yard mark tells the officials where the line should be drawn.
On first down, Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a good gain.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times
that's caught inside the 20. They give him a gain of 37. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game? It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Wentz now on 3rd and goal. That's caught at the 2. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter. You're going. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. It's a sneak, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Carson Wentz, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. Point after try forthcoming. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players. And maybe
blitz coming, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles are usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Throwing, Cook. Fuller brings it in over the middle. Give him 8 on the play. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. A gutsy call by Jack Del Rio, but it does not pay off. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll come out in the pistol.
All right, here we go. Green, over.
Wentz now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. From the gun, it's Wentz. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 19 yards there on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and short. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now Gurley, and he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know, the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive linemen, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Wentz, that's caught at the 3. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now, and he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Carson Wentz with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. And this is back to a 5-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Four yards remaining now on 2nd down. Oh, design run for their wideout. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Cook. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out here in the eye. A 1st down carry for Henry. And some space here. It's a gain of 14 there. And that'll be good for an Oakland 1st down.
No matter the week, no matter the team, you're going to hear coaches wax nostalgic for big tight ends that can control the edge of the line of scrimmage. Well, sometimes you don't have a tight end in the game, so now you're looking at your tackles. Can they control the perimeter? Make sure that that gets sealed off so there's no penetration off of the edge. If they're able to do that, that's why a toss play is successful. Because once they get to the edge, they can...
And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll be their 2nd, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. And on 2nd and 10 now. And the busy night for Henry continues. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down.
Let's go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now let's go. Blue,
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They'll run it again with Henry. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Here's Marquette King now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is a high kick, but it's not going anywhere. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
10 yards still left on 2nd down.
Here we go now.
One final try now for Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And Charles, in this one, the 4th quarter became a lot more interesting, I know, than I.
It's in my bones, it's in my soul. You're never gonna